Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC. Polygon is one of the cryptos, or is actually the crypto that is from all the cryptocurrencies that I cover, the crypto which is furthest away from the target area. The target area for the current correction is located between 30 and 60 cents. You know that a lot of the cryptos that I cover already reached their individual target areas for this current correction. These target areas were defined for most cryptos back in November, and also Polygon MATIC's, but Polygon is quite far away from it. So this target area is located between the 88.7% FIB level and the 78.6. So basically here between 32 cents and 61. Yeah, so this here is down at 0. That's where we start. Let's just put that in here properly. So, and this is where we start, go all the way to the high, and then we have this A, B, C correction as we have it currently with so many other cryptocurrencies. And in this current wave C, Polygon is holding fairly well. I told you in previous videos that yes, there is a chance that in a slightly amended wave count, it doesn't need to go into the target area to complete the correction. It can still, as long as it stays above $1, it has a chance to get out of this. So there are two very, very important levels here on the Polygon chart. One is the $1.30 level, or $1.31. This is this red line of support. We've had so much support and resistance here. It's unbelievable. So we had here support, yeah, and we had here support, here support, here support. We had here resistance and support. So this is a huge area of activity, of trade, that is really highly relevant. So the 130 level, and if we drop below 130, I think we're going to go straight down to $1. And if you lose the dollar level, that is the last resort here for the bulls, where they could move this thing around. I mean, from where we are now to $1, that is pretty much from where are we now? Currently 140. So that is roughly a 26% drop from where we currently are. It's not too much for crypto, so down to $1, absolutely realistic. And yeah, it could of course also drop down to 60 cents, but only if it then loses the $1 level. That would be roughly a 55% drop. Also nothing too unusual if I expect, because I would expect still a correction for Bitcoin of around 40%. Yeah, maybe a little bit less now because it dropped today, but that is absolutely in the scope of the possible, of a high likelihood actually, because this is the most likely scenario in my opinion still. But if the bulls can hold above $1, then it has a chance to move around here earlier. But that tells me, because it is a bit unclear here, the Polygon MATIC chart, it always has been. I mean, there are two clear scenarios as well, and both actually would assume still another drop, because even in this one where we say, okay, it can hold the dollar level, but even in that one, I would expect another dip in line with Bitcoin. For that, it needs to drop below the 130 level. You can see here how well it's currently holding the 130 support. But yeah, it can drop here into the region between 30 and 60 cents. Yeah, that is quite a bit. From here though, I would then expect a turnaround to new all-time highs. Now, Polygon recently broke pretty much as, okay, let me just change this. So yeah, broke pretty much as expected out of this bearish pattern that you see on the chart. So, you know, if we have a bearish pattern on the chart, the primary expectation would be that it breaks to the downside, but we need to understand it doesn't have to break to the downside in this case. This here was an ascending wedge that we had on the chart. It can of course also break to the upside. There are probabilities, but this has to be the primary expectation. But of course, we can't make a decision until the breakout happens, because it would just be speculation. But it broke down. It even recently moved below the 200-day moving average. That is a bearish sign as well. And we can probably also add the 50-day moving average onto the chart here. We see if we have that actually moving average, but we put the 50-day on the chart. And you can see, okay, we had a death cross recently. We are being pushed down by the 50-day moving average as well. And it looks like we are currently, or we did retest this ascending wedge from the downside. Then we had a pretty bearish pattern here. Yeah, as we touched it, apparently this level and the 50-day moving average as well, and were rejected quite strongly. The next step would need to be to break below the 130 level. This could become a head and shoulders pattern, where this now could become a shoulder, and then we would have that 130 level as a neckline. Target of this to the downside would be from breakout point here below $1 would actually go to 90 cents. Now take these targets with a pinch of salt, yeah, but still worth having them as a guide. So yeah, my expectation would be that we are going down further here. Bear in mind, short-term upside is always possible, but to get some short-term upside here, what does Polygon MATIC need to do? It needs to move back above the 50-day moving average. I think that is the minimum it needs to do, and that is currently at 150. And then the previous swing high is important, and that would also be where the 200-day moving average currently is, around 177. Looking at the indicators here on the daily, you can see that we're actually just forming a bullish crossover. Now, we are pretty much in a sideways range, so it is not highly relevant, but still worth looking at. Now, the daily candle hasn't closed yet, and we were rejected from that resistance level. So it's always important. This is only one indicator. We need to see the bigger picture. Bigger picture for me shows actually quite bearish. We're below two main moving averages. We're just retesting a bearish pattern from below. And we are in a sideways range, and it doesn't really look too bullish. And actually we are also in a descending triangle. Just look at the orange trend line here. Let me take that one out. So if you have the orange trend line here, and then we put that horizontal, and you can see that we're actually in a descending triangle. Again, that is a bearish pattern. Again, it doesn't need to break to the downside, but it is more likely, and that would push the price down as well. In fact, if we look at it like that and take the height of the triangle as a target, I would believe this takes us directly into the target area, even slightly below it. So depending on when the breakout happens, but no, actually it would take us down anyway. But yeah, so from that point of view, I think it's looking quite bearish at the moment. Yes, bullish crossover on the daily, but here the 4 hour is already turning down. We have on the 4 hour chart quite a lot of bearish negative selling pressure here, as you can see. So yeah, I'm not convinced yet that this would start from here. I think we are in the triangle downside. We are below a bearish pattern, retesting it from below. We are below the 50-day moving average. So everything at the moment, I just have to assume that we're going lower. And also the Elliott Wave count predicts lower prices. Chance for the bulls would be to break above the 50-day moving average, but for that we would need to move first above 150 and then 177. Okay, hopefully you liked the update about Polygon MATIC. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Here you can get access to the Telegram live chat groups, the Discord server with my own buy and sell orders, and to a weekly live stream as well. And the next live stream is on Sunday. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.